What is up, and welcome into the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I'm your host, Ezra McCann, and I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-hosts. He's a Chicago Public League legend. He's a Simeon legend. He's a Grambling State legend. He played second base for the Tigers back in the day. He was all SWAC. He is none other than Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. And we got our NFL draft expert, analyst, enthusiast. He is Glenn Morgan, our GM. Gentlemen, what's going on? How you guys doing?
Man, Bears are like school on Sunday. No class.
Man.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you said how we doing.
How's how you doing, man? We didn't have to go right into the Bears.
Didn't have to go right into it.
Jeez.
Well, you know what? I'm in a better space because my Volunteers, number one ranked college basketball team in the nation, took out my hometown state, Illinois, Illini.
I missed that game. What was
Dude, great. Dude,
was,
one of the best. One of the
went
better
overtime, right?
No, it went right down to the last second.
I thought it went overtime, but I know they won pretty much at the buzzer.
Literally at the buzzer. They had to review it just to make sure it went in. Dude, great game. One of the better college games so far this season, without a doubt. They won in exciting fashion. And then my nephew, over there coaching staff, Cincinnati Bearcats, top 20 ranked team in the country. They took out their rivals, inner city rivals, actually, Xavier. They took them down. They hadn't beat them in 5 years. So they stopped that little streak of misfortune. And again, exciting game. And Cincinnati Bearcats look to be one of those exciting collegiate teams with some more athleticism and some clutch 3-point shooting. So yeah, it was a good weekend. I don't think anything else of significance happened in the last several days.
Who knew that Tennessee had a men's basketball team? We didn't.
They didn't when I was
know
there.
That.
Yeah, it's just an intramural squad when I was there. They were just a club. It was a rumor.
Man.
We always knew about football. We always knew about football. I always knew about women's basketball, man. But men's basketball, I don't know.
Hey, man. Ernie Grunfeld, Bernard King, Dale Ellis. Come on, don't play me now.
Man, I was in the 70s, man. Come on now.
Hey, you take your wins where you can get them.
All right.
Because as we know, winning doesn't come quite easy.
No, it doesn't.
No. Now here's what I say. As bad as things went on Monday night for the Bears in their 30-12 loss to the Minnesota Vikings, what did we really expect out of that game? Right?
Not a damn thing. That's exactly what I expect. I don't know about you, but that's exactly what I expected.
I mean,
yeah, that's why I wasn't too upset with what happened. You go into the game, your left tackle's gone out of nowhere.
Is that what you call them?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not trying to make fun of his injury or say he's fake and anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, man, nothing was reported all week about this, and all of a sudden, the day before the game, he's out. That just,
bro.
That's crazy.
Dysfunction at its finest.
That's crazy.
But is it crazy for this team, for this organization, the last couple of years? Is it crazy, or is it par for the course?
It's kind of crazy, Gio. It's kind of crazy.
Is it?
Because
we didn't have. Hold on. Before you go into it, you say it's kind of crazy. We didn't have a defensive coordinator be let go because of his shenanigans. That he was doing.
We still don't really know what happened with that.
You know what? I retract. Because that was last year was crazy.
Yeah, and the running backs coach got let go too.
That's what I said last year.
Glenn, why you bringing up old stuff, man?
He said it was strange. I'm like,
well,
really?
Well, the reason I was saying that is because how it was like fairy tale land with this team back in like April.
Right.
We was living in fairy tale land.
Well, I wouldn't, but
You
yeah, I get what
know,
you're
Hard Knocks come out. Everybody so positive.
saying. Yeah. We
You
weren't
know,
fooled by that though. We
we
weren't doing.
wasn't.
No,
I
not
definitely wasn't.
no.
I know I was like, what the hell is this?
I,
But
I'll admit to it. I said 12 wins. I'll admit to it.
but I'm not even talking about that. But I'm just talking about the
It's
drinking
drinking
the
the
Kool
Kool
Aid.
Aid.
The Kool
I'll admit to
I'm not
that.
even tripping on the wins prediction, but just everyone felt the culture was just so great, and these guys really like each other, and man, man, it couldn't be man. This team, the vibe is crazy, and all for that to really just be smoke and mirrors. Just like all that was a lie. All that was a joke. None of it was true.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that our team are full of actors because they acted very well on Hard Knocks. They followed the script. They the first Hard Knocks team to have a script, and they followed it to perfection. They had people really thinking, "Oh man, this is this is gonna be an amazing year." They love each other. They like each other. Polls, doing this, doing that. We kind of find out not a goddamn thing has been being done through all that.
So
All
that's
they
smoke.
do is talk. They just run their mouths and nothing comes from it. Nothing
So that's
comes
smoke.
from it.
That smoking mirrors is smoking ash now.
Man,
Burnt is burnt.
burnt, burnt.
Come on, Ed. You're the resident Bear fan. You're the
I'm
Bear fanatic.
I'm
Give
I'm
us some positivity. I mean, give us some enthusiasm. Give us some of that zest and zeal.
I'm
You know,
speechless, man. I just can't believe it's gone this far. 8-game losing streak right now, man.
we've
Eight
seen this before.
games.
We've seen 8 games losing streak
Yeah,
before.
we did.
We've seen. Well, we're not supposed to see a 8-game losing streak after seeing a 10-game losing streak less than 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
We should be past this at this point.
Well, we were improving, and then all of a sudden, we're worse than we were last year.
It just doesn't make sense. And then actually it does kind of make sense,
Exactly.
when you don't address your offensive line in the offseason.
Your coaching
And
staff, with your head
yeah,
coach,
you
leadership,
you probably
accountability.
should have let go of the head coach, when you got the quarterback, and put them on the same timeline. And
Does
it's
that
all
matter?
hitting them
But
right now.
Let me
but
ask you. Let me ask you. Does that really matter?
Well,
How many times? How many
if the
times? How
guy
many times?
if the head coach isn't the guy,
well,
Well,
but you
how do you
but
know
they
he's
thought he
not?
was.
That's what I'm saying. How do you know that
That's
he's
the
not?
issue. They thought he was
that
because they thought only one person was the problem.
Hmm.
yeah.
They thought only one person was the
Well,
problem.
they couldn't have thought
They
that
They
had to.
did. They
They
that he
had
had
to.
to.
was
That's the
They
only
had
change
to.
that was made. That was the only change that was made.
Two, two things. The OC, but it revolved around the same
Yeah,
premise. The
yeah. Them
quarterback.
them two, they said, and Herb Howard said this today on CSGO. They said you got to get rid of the OC and change the quarterback, and everything else will
There you go.
be great. And we're worse.
Way
We
worse.
we did the Bears did what everyone was saying they should do. When I say everyone, I say that's the
Mm.
majority
No,
because
no, no. I get you.
as we know, we were against we wasn't against the OC being gone.
No.
We wasn't against that. But
so
like,
basically they got to clean house then.
Yes, we said that three
yes,
weeks ago.
like
They got to blow
I
it up.
I finally came around to saying I think Ryan Poles needs to go as well.
I'm okay with that.
I think you cannot. I think as a top of the line head coach candidate, I don't want to be linked with Ryan Poles.
It's going to make me question things. And if I'm linked to him, I have to have a certain amount of power that doesn't reside or affected by what he does. So that my ship isn't tied too closely to his ship. And he's not going to want to acquiesce that. And I get that. So again, you got to make a choice, Poles or a new regime. And I'm with you. At this point, you need to burn the whole thing down, because the question, and I don't know if I said it last show we had, I can't recall, but a question was posed: or do you trust Poles to make the next coaching decision? And emphatically, I'm like, no. I'm not saying he's the worst decision maker in the world, but I can't say comfortably yes. If I can't say comfortably yes, I'm basically saying no, I don't trust it. Mm-hmm. Because his decision making in terms of how this team is being led has been really bad. In terms of him making some moves and getting some pieces in here, that's been decent at times, sometimes good, but then he cuts his nose off to spite his face. He undermines his own acquisitions. You undermine all those skill positions by not getting any offensive linemen. You're undermining your quarterback by not getting the proper coaching needed for him. You're undermining your whole team by not having a leader who can hold everybody accountable, including himself. So no, I don't trust you.
You're a failure by simply believing one person was the cause of all our failures in a season. That is a joke of a GM, in my opinion.
What if he had his legs cut off from under him though?
I don't believe that.
You don't think so? What
if
Eberflus wasn't his decision to begin with?
Okay, that's cool. But how do you justify?
What if, and this is, rumors that are coming out, what if he did want to let go of Flus before during last offseason and he wasn't allowed to?
But even with that, you thought there are other things you can do. There are other failures. There are things. Here's the thing, man. There are things you can do at times to help buoy or support and provide supplementary help with your coaches. That just like there are times where you put a player in position to succeed, you can put your head coach or coaching staff in a better position to succeed. You can do that by getting enough talent to kind of help overcome your idiocy at times. And there are times where there are talented teams that do things that save their coaching staff at times. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles, prime example. Their head coach has been on the hot seat for I don't know how long. Last year, they had a new OC and a new DC, and them fools still went 10-1 at one point. Now, they lost the last 5 games, and there was a lot of infighting, but they had so much talent that they were, 10-7, 11-6? 11-6. And they had infighting, and they fired their OC and DC, so they got new ones this year. They were a bad team, quote unquote. They went 11-6 because they had so much talent. We ain't seen 11-6 since I don't know when. Okay, we're supposed to be a good team with better, organizational kumbaya, so to speak. So my point is, there were things that he could have done, even if you were kept, even if you had to keep Flus, there were things you could have done because you had 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah.
And the 2 positions you addressed with those 2 picks were an abundance of players at those positions. Drake May could have been available if you traded down once or twice. Jaden Daniels could have been available if you traded down once with the first pick. I don't think any of us would be pissed if we had Jaden Daniels. I don't think any of us would be upset if we had Drake May. We'd be like, oh, we see some talent. He's improving. Okay.
I still say you would have.
I would not have if you did other things, again, to support him. I've always believed you don't need a primetime killer at quarterback to win. If you get one, fantastic, but you don't have to get one in order to win. A lot of teams are proving that this year alone. And as much as I like Odunze, I do, been a big fan. I've always said, hey, get Odunze. But by the same token, I'm like, if you don't get him and you trade down, I'm fine with Brian Thomas Jr. I was more than fine with him. Went on air several times, talked about how good he's an LSU receiver. I'm good. You get the 3rd receiver out of LSU, he'll probably be better in the receiver that we have. Yeah, 2 receivers out of LSU, and they've both been killers this year. And Neighbors and Thomas Jr. Thomas Jr. just went for 10 receptions and almost 200 yards and 2 touchdowns this past week with Mac Jones throwing to him. It wasn't even Trevor Lawrence. It was Mac Jones throwing to him. Mac Jones. You don't need a killer quarterback to have some success in the NFL. You don't. Because if you have enough talent around you, Sam Darnold, you can succeed 12-2 Minnesota Vikings with a 98% chance of winning the number one seed in the NFC if they win out. And those games are very winnable. Seattle is beatable. Detroit is decimated by injuries. And Green Bay and Minnesota, that's a 50-50. That's a toss-up. So, yeah, there are things you can do to buoy yourself, to support yourself. And you didn't. Polls drafted this year like we were a couple of players away from being Super Bowl challengers. We ain't been to the damn playoffs. And he drafted like you get a punter in the 4th round. That's a luxury pick. I don't care how talented
the punter is damn good. He's our MVP.
It's not yeah, that's the problem.
If I knew how to vote for the Pro Bowl, I'd be voting for this guy right now.
Undoubtedly. You didn't bring in a veteran quarterback. Who said Caleb had to start day one? Who said that? He didn't have to start day one. I think I'm frozen.
No, you're good.
Okay. Caleb didn't have to start day one.
And they announced that. They announced that in like May.
And yeah. You might as well just said it in February, to be quite honest. But you didn't bring in a veteran. The Vikings drafted JJ, what was he, 8th pick or 5th pick overall, 6th pick overall? He was a top 10th pick, right? McCarthy, right? But they brought in Sam Darnold first before they got McCarthy. Because you have a veteran. McCarthy wasn't going to start this year. He wasn't going to start unless Darnold just fell flat on his face. And we talked about that. I'm like, dude, I don't see how Darnold can fall flat on his face. There's too much talent around him, and the coaches are good enough that he should be fine. McCarthy got injured, so it's a moot point. But I don't think Darnold would have given it up. I'm not starting JJ this year as good as Darnold's been playing. And we saw that play out in Kansas City when they had Alex Smith. And you picked it. Mahomes was the 10th pick overall. Sat the whole year. You didn't have veteran leadership. There's a serious lack of leadership throughout. And that one you could put squarely on polls, regardless if he was saddled with Eberflus or not. Because if he wanted to get rid of Eberflus, I'm even more pissed at him because he should have known that he needed to have better things in place because he was going to maybe mess it up or not do as good as he could do. Or even if he could, you still need to get him help. And you didn't trade down with those picks. You didn't maximize those top 10 picks.
Man, he was a fan just like the rest of us, not a GM. He was a fan. Caleb Williams hype, getting another shiny toy to go with the hype. Man, no vision, no true vision of what this team needed to be successful. He became a fan. He succumbed to the media pressure to get the quarterback that they said you cannot pass up on.
I believe that.
And believe that we had a team that was one player away. And he doubled down on that. He doubled down on that by adding insurance, by getting an extra receiver to help said player in the offense can show the world how behind we were last year, only for us to be worse. Only for us to be worse. How could you go last season and believe that offensive line truly was better? How could you believe that? That's unfathomable, man. That's crazy. How could you leave as the GM of that team? How could you leave that season and say, "Oh yeah, I did it with this offensive line. I did it." And then they come out this year and look so bad. How could you have thought last year that they were good? Without you believing one person was the problem. He believed one person. He was made to believe by everything that was being said around him that one person was the problem. And I can't forgive him for that. And that's not for me. That's not me being a Justin Fields fan. That's you you're not leading our organization how it should be led. Because even if you felt Justin Fields was a part of the problem, or if you felt he was the problem, even still as a comparable GM, you don't draft a receiver at 9. If you're going to take the quarterback at 1, you try to still build in the trenches. Because like I said, you cannot have believed that O-line was good. You cannot have believed that. And unless dudes say, you must have thought you was really good, even though you got cut in less than a week or less than a day, or however it went. You must have thought you must felt like you was done wrong.
Poles being offensive
Yes.
lineman.
Yes. You're O-lineman.
And he blocked for Matt Ryan. He blocked for Matt Ryan at Boston College. Pull up on Poles, man.
Right. In college. Yeah. Caleb Williams was looking amazing too in college, right?
Man. Let's talk about him. Let's talk about him, man.
Dude, let's not, because you're going to get me upset, man. Let's not talk about him. Can we talk about the White Sox instead?
Oh, we definitely don't want to talk about that team. Yeah. Generational quarterback. Starting to sour. And let's not, it's not over. He's a rookie. All right.
No, fuck. I'm sorry.
He's
Screw
a rookie.
that, man. No. How many games are we in now? 13 games in?
Yeah.
Okay. 13 games in, and he's regressing from where
14 games in. 14.
14 games in. All right, thank you. 14 games in, and where he made progress, he's fallen back and just gone right back to
he's made none.
But that's what I'm about. Let's be honest. What progress was made?
Yeah.
He made a little bit for a little tiny stretch.
But he did that with Waldron too.
Look, dude, I didn't say it was phenomenal. I didn't say he was excellent. I didn't say it was scintillating. I didn't say it was world class, generational. I said he made he made a little bit of progress, and whatever little bit of progress he made, he's doubled back. It's like me and my weight gain. I made a little bit of progress. I lost a little weight, and then I gained a whole bunch more back. Because same thing with him. He made a little progress, and he's backslid to hold on to the ball. That fool. I'm sorry, Caleb. I sound disrespectful when I say this, but I thought it was foolish of you jumping around back there, and then you try to throw a pass, and you jumped up in the air, and he got caught, and you on the sidelines. I mean, you on the bench going, "Oh God, oh man." Yeah, I hope you learned. This is the NFL. Do not do that shit again.
No, I think he learned a lesson there.
Because the NFL for him is not feeling love, or not feeling your legs, or whatever, just not feeling your lower lumbar. Because I'm like, dude, what are you doing? That is crazy. And you can still see the body language. And DJ Moore, look, dude, I like you, but man, your petulance on the field is bordering on being immature now. There's some time. But here's the thing. I get it. When did he become the best running back on the Bears team, or the second best running back on the Bears team?
Why are we playing him at running back?
Why is he in the backfield taking a handoff? What are we doing?
He was less than a season ago. He was a top 10 receiver.
But but the bad part is he looks comparable. I damn near want him to run the 4th and 1s.
Oh my God!
He looks more of a powerful runner than.
So yeah, I would. If I'm him, I would be a little bit upset too.
Oh my God!
I had 95 catches last year for 1,400 yards
and 9 touchdowns.
And now I'm an H back.
He's the ultra back. He's a U back.
Jeez,
hey, bro. At least he got his money. Like. Unlike Debo Samuel, you had to go through hell.
And the crazy thing is, I actually think he can see better when he's about to get hit as a running back than when he's trying to make some of these catches and Caleb be stringing his ass out. Dude, sometimes he has to go for some of these catches. You got to tell, he's like pissed as hell. Like, dude, like, what? How you throwing me this ball? Like, you throw me a quick screen and I gotta jump and extend myself and get exposed on a quick screen.
Caleb missing too many passes,
Too
man.
many.
He's far inaccurate.
The double move that Keenan Allen made into the end zone. That's a touchdown. It's got to be a touchdown. Overthrown.
Badly overthrown. Not even close. Badly overthrown. I mean, it's like he saw it, but then it's like, dude, what? I don't understand because it's like it looked like your feet were set. You weren't jumping around. How'd you overthrow that? It's got to be somewhere between here with his arms coming over his head. I don't understand it.
Did it there? Did it to a doomsday?
Yeah.
It did it all night.
In the end zone. Like it's like
he missed Keenan on a slant.
Yep. And it's like I'm like people, and I mean, we can all get on the receivers about the drops also, but it's teetering on like what is it about his throws that throw them off? Is he not looking at them when they throw? Because for Keenan to have the type of drops he had, but to make that catch he made on the sideline. Like, what is the issue? For Rome, the way he missed that ball in the end zone was weird to me. Like, you got to catch that, but it was like he turned around and he didn't even, like, I'm like, what? Like, the way they missed the ball is just weird to me. It's not like they just flat out missed the ball. It's like,
you know what it's like?
Like they're shocked that they getting the ball or something.
You know what it's like? You ever play pickup basketball and you got a dude who got really good ball handling skills, and he can get his own shot. And if you're playing 21, he's hard to stop.
I know.
When you play 5-on-5, and he's got the ball in his hands, there are times when he passes you the ball and you like not expecting because you're so used to him shooting, or he passes it in a weird spot. It's like, dude, like I thought you was gonna shoot the ball. Like, why were you even passing it to me? Or you're not. It's like it comes at you in an awkward space where you're at. It's like it didn't make sense where you're getting the ball, or they trying to do a bailout pass at the last second because they got two guys on them and they realize whatever. He's like that point guard who you don't know what the hell he's gonna do. And sometimes I think they're like, okay, I ran my route. I was supposed to get the ball at some point. Now I need to try and figure out what. Oh shit! Here's the ball. Like, damn, dude, like for real. And I think they're just not expecting it. It's like I think you're right. I think it's coming at them, and they don't know when he's going to throw the ball. It's like when he throws a ball, there's no rhyme. I shouldn't say rhyme, but the rhythmic aspect of the pass being delivered is something that they're unaccustomed to, especially someone like Keenan, who's been with several quarterbacks where the timing makes a difference.
But
and you can prepare yourself.
We're 14 weeks in now.
That's what I said when you said he's that rookie. I said I'm off that bullshit.
Many practices. That rhythm should be
care
of at this point.
Yeah, it ain't a real game in practice.
But he's holding the ball.
Practice.
I mean, we finally got some steal shots, and Troy Aikman was just letting it be known that this guy was open, that guy was open, that guy was open.
You got to make them shots,
and he not throwing the ball look. We were told the last guy couldn't read the defense. Was a run read guy. Wasn't accurate.
Except for downfield, but yeah.
Except for downfield. Now
guys were dropping the ball downfield.
But okay, he was accurate downfield. So now we have a guy who holds the ball too long. Can't read the defense, and he's the reverse. He's a little more accurate, short passes, but far from accurate on the deep ball. They showed a rundown. Chase Daniels showed a rundown of the last 4 years of the Bears, the offense. We're the same team.
It's a universal playbook.
We're the same team. Last year though, we averaged over 20 points a game. This year we're only averaging, I think, like 14 or something like that. But like, bro, we averaged 187 yards a game last year passing. We averaged 181 or something like that this year. And people and all people can say is this dude is on track to have 30 something 3,000
Right.
yards and all this stuff. Like that's why I say all that
Empty
is
calories.
BS, man.
Yes, empty
BS.
calories means nothing. Means nothing if you're not win.
That
The
just
crazy
mean
thing
that just speaks to the fact that Justin misses game. That's all that means.
that
Because
Justin
if the
what?
averages are the same,
That Justin what?
Justin misses games. He missed games when he was the quarterback
Oh, okay.
because he never threw over 3,000 yards. But that solely comes from him missing games because clearly the offense is the same. The averages say so.
That's true.
The averages say so.
Mark Potash from the is he from the Sun Times?
I think so.
he's the Sun Times. Yeah, he put out a tweet yesterday. The Bears' last 8 touchdowns have been scored when the Bears trailed.
Yes, I saw that.
27-6, 31-6, 24-0, 23-13, 23-7, 16-0, 27-16, and 24-10.
What I say?
Yeah, the defense don't care.
Down.
Yeah, defense is it's the defense ain't playing. The defense.
So that's where all the stats are coming from. Where
empty calories.
Yeah,
and people are
that nails it down right there.
That stuff.
You got a tight end you pay $50 million to. He got 1 target yesterday.
He doesn't even look his way. I'm watching last night.
How does that happen?
He's not even looking Cole Kmet's way.
His 2 targets are Keenan and
DJ. Shit. I
no.
don't even know. I wouldn't say Dunze. I say DJ.
Well, downfield. DJ is like left.
DJ
right.
is the right. He throws him the screens.
But Keenan, he throwing all the balls to Keenan. I mean, as much as we talk about drops and chemistry, clearly they're got chemistry because
But you know what, Keenan is the old man. I'm sure Keenan is constantly in his ear.
No, I mean yes, but it's funny you say that. More times than not, when the Bears are going 3 and out and they're going to the sidelines, DJ ain't talking to his ass.
Well, no, I'm saying during the week.
I'm talking about that's fine. I'm talking about what I see body language on the field. We know when it matters. When you need to make adjustments real time. Every now and again, in Doomsday may sit next to him on the bench. DJ is nowhere around him. And you can tell he is displeased. What did DJ say? I like Fields. I'm fine. I don't need. DJ was catching passes. DJ was a receiver last year. He was catching passes downfield. He was catching passes on goal routes. He was catching passes on, different type. He was running the receiver route tree. Here, he's just going left and right. He barely does any slants. He's in the backfield more than he's a receiver. That's insane. And you said he's not even looking at Cole Kmet's way. Cole Kmet had 700 yards receiving last year, had his best career year as a pro. And so did DJ, coming from a place where he had worse quarterbacks. And obviously I've liked Justin Fields, and all it says to me is Justin Fields was a far better talent than they effing realized, because he was apparently carrying this team and covering up a lot of deficiencies. He apparently made polls think he had a great offensive line, or good enough offensive line.
Good enough, yeah.
So right, it's all good enough. So what was the reason everyone was saying you need to get a primetime quarterback? Because they cover up mistakes and they make everybody else about them better. Well, apparently Justin was doing that. It was completely unappreciated for doing that. Now, I'm not saying if we have Justin that we're world beaters. The point is, as I said before, even if you want to let Justin go, you need to get more with those picks you have, because there's so much you don't have. And you need to be able to have some, because if you take Caleb and you don't trade down and you use your other pick and don't trade down, you better hit on them. And with your other picks, because you don't have the margin for error that you might need. if you miss on any of them, he missed on Kyron Amagaji. He's missed on him. I'm sorry. He looks worse than Braxton Jones. I don't know when he'll get better, if he'll get better, but it ain't looking good right now. He missed on the picks he traded to get the journeyman offensive line.
Wait. Can you say he missed on him already?
I'm saying right now he looks really bad. If you had how many first round offensive linemen have looked that bad this year of the ones that came out? The Pittsburgh Steelers have 2 rookies on their line, and they're 10-4 in the arguably the second toughest division in all of football.
Well, I don't think number one, I don't think he's a tackle.
Well, it doesn't. Okay, whatever. You're missing. You got a guy out of, was it Harvard or Yale?
Yeah, he's out of Yale.
And he was injured. He wasn't even fully healthy. And I like the story. I'm sure he's a fine, intelligent young man with a great singing voice. Well, right now he's a walking.
Does he sing?
My mother always told me, if you can't say anything nice, say they got a good singing voice.
Oh man!
So something I heard today that kind of made me raise an eyebrow and like think like. So apparently the Bears, because we drafted him in the 3rd round, right?
Amagaji?
Yeah.
Amagaji in the 3rd round. Okay, so apparently the guy we wanted went the pick before us. Apparently. So then we got Amagaji, and then it was 3 other O-linemen that were drafted within like the next 6 picks after. The guy that went before Amagaji has not played a down this season. Amagaji got his first basically playing time yesterday. The 3 guys that went after have all started 12 or 13 games. I found that quite interesting. That the guy we wanted that we didn't get before him hasn't even played yet. Who's evaluating his talent?
On offensive line. Good job.
That's what I'm like. That's an underlining thing that kind of gets ignored.
So the Bears wanted the guard Cooper Beebe.
Oh, at Kansas State.
Yeah,
he was a good player in college, and Kansas State has put some good off. Yeah, Cody Whitehair came from Kansas State. We've had there've been some good interior offensive linemen from Kansas State. They do a decent job. Dude, that's kind of the point
he hasn't played yet.
But that's the point. If you have more draft picks, you can draft more linemen, and you may hit on one. You don't have to hit on the guy you take. Because if you don't, you set yourself back even further, and you're putting other people at risk, namely your quarterback.
Yeah, because I remember, he got a thing going around on Twitter talking about after he got drafted, talking about he ain't gonna get hit. And
he did say
he
that.
Almost got that man killed.
He did say that.
Amagaji said that.
Amagaji said, "Yeah, he won't be touched. He won't get touched."
I'm like, see, we some talkative motherfuckers. As Caleb said, what's name wasn't gonna punt so much. And his leg hurt. I'm sure his leg hurt. Tory Taylor, and then this dude said,
by the way, Tory Taylor, he's amazing punter, man. Just amazing. He's got to be averaging like 55 yards a punt. I don't know what the number is. He's unreal. What a pick in the 4th round.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Only matters if you're in meaningful games.
What's the name of that movie where the aliens attack and they if you make a sound, they come and get you like that?
Predator?
Quiet Place? No, I think it's a quiet place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Amagaji. He's so bad, he make a little bit of sound, and defense be back there, you don't even see Caleb. Back there so quick, snatch him up. That sack where he get hit from behind, I know that had to hurt. That had to hurt. And do you see Dallas Turner get past right? And he was on his knees and popped back up. That athleticism, it's like, dude. So the Vikings, their first 2 picks. Now one guy got hurt, but Dallas Turner, dude, the Vikings are gonna be a problem. Everybody in the division is going to be a problem going forward except us. We the homecoming game for all the teams in our division twice a year. It, so yeah,
That's why I
man.
said. I mean, granted, like I said, we should have won. We had a chance to win those games, but that's why I said I wasn't buying into those close games. The second ones ain't gonna be close
No, and they've proven that.
because I felt like they were playing around with us,
Yes, they're playing with their food.
and this time around they say, okay, we not about to do that.
No, and they all have the division on their mind, so they can't. The Lions, they have to win the next game because they're so beat up. They don't know if they're going. This is a more of a guaranteed win than anything else. As far as guarantees go, so to speak. And Green Bay clearly having more losses than the Packer. I mean, than the Lions and the Vikings need to win the game. It's dude. It. What did we say, man? We were like playoffs. I don't want to. We were saying we don't want to hear anything else. They need to make the playoffs. And we
We
also
said
said
10 wins.
10 wins. We also said they better not lose less. They better not win just 7 or less than 7 games and have gotten rid of Justin in the manner that they got rid of and not making improvements. And the fact that they're actually going to be worse than either of those two things that we said is mind blowing because it's not just a bad season. It's not even one filled with. It's not even like the Detroit Lions, where it's an injury marred season. It's not even like that. What's worse is perceptively across the league. You got Mike Greenberg going off on you and get up every morning saying it's the most embarrassing thing in 100 years of football. It's saying that they're ruining Caleb. And however we may feel about him and whatever improvements he needs to make, the Bears are messing him up. And we've seen them mess up Justin. They are literally messing up quarterbacks. Coaches are getting fired. Coordinators can't last. What kind of perception are you sending to the rest of the league?
So, so I was talking to one of my boys today, and it dawned on me, and it made me realize how, as much as people might want to think that the Bears is a prime destination for coaches, I don't think it is.
It's not.
I don't know if any coach really want to jeopardize their career coming to Chicago. And here's
Not.
why I say that. Here's
You
why I
see,
say that.
good coach. Go coach worth
Not
your
that.
salt.
Yeah. Good coach. Because and here's why I say that. Okay, Ben Johnson. Everybody know he's whatever. Cliff Kingsbury is getting another, like, people are mentioning his name for head coaching job. You know who name doesn't get mentioned, and I understand people say he's with this guy and he's with that guy, but Matt Nagy's name doesn't get mentioned
Because
for head coaching job anymore after being with the Bears. I get people might gonna say because he's with Andy Reid and all that, but Cliff Kingsbury was a damn failure in Arizona. He should not be ahead of Matt Nagy, in my opinion, as a coaching candidate. And I get he
well,
has a relationship with Caleb, but
well,
his name is surfacing throughout.
the Chiefs' offense isn't spinning any heads right now either. So I think that's
The Super
part of it.
Bowl champ.
They are, and they're winning games, but it's not because of specifically because of their offense. I mean, even
Well,
Mahomes has
But
been looking
but okay,
human lately.
but just go back. John Fox never got another NFL job.
well he was 70
Yeah,
years old when he left the
What's
Bears.
the name? He was
Tressman.
goddamn.
You know,
He didn't deserve another NFL. He actually got a role with somebody, didn't
well,
As a
he
coach.
went back to Canada. He won a Grey Cup in Canada,
he? Yeah, stay
and
there.
then he's on Jim Harbaugh's staff right now,
But
and
won't get no head coach
with the
recognition.
Chargers. No, well,
And
no,
then
no.
Lovie Smith was just getting
He did get another head coaching
He
job.
got two. He got the Illinois.
Yeah,
He got the
yeah,
Illinois
yeah.
job, and he got the
That's
Texas.
not a
No, he got the
NFL
Buccaneer job.
Oh, that's right. He did
He
get
got
the
the
Bucks job. That's right.
Buccaneers,
All
And
right.
he got a coup took him out
Yeah.
in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's just it's something to me. I think
And he had the Houston job.
Right.
that was on them trying to prove they wasn't racist.
Hey, it helped us out.
And helped the Bears.
Yes.
And
And they
then
fired three black coaches in a row.
And then they said, okay, you know what? Maybe this black coach thing is okay, and hired another.
Yeah, the last three have been black.
I know, but I think coaches feel this is where as they say, quarterbacks come to die, coaches' careers come to die here too.
Well, the only coach is going to come here. I shouldn't say only, but how I see things right now, they're going to demand certain things because they're going to want more. To your point, they're going to want more control of their destiny and not leave it in the hands of incompetent or clueless GMs. They're going to want kind of like what Bill Parcells said. Hey, let me buy the groceries. If I'm out here cooking let me buy some of the groceries. There's going to be a gym, and I don't know if a first time head coach is going to have enough power to do that. It might be why the Bears always seem to get first time head coaches because they don't really have that leverage to be the GM as well, as opposed to someone like Harbaugh who has the cachet, who could demand. And if it gets out that you didn't give it to him and he demanded that, or he wanted some access to that, it may look bad on you. I don't know, but he seems to be doing fine in LA with the Chargers going forward. And Herbert hasn't even really been healthy all year, so they look like they're good going forward. And they don't even have any primetime receivers really. They got some young receivers with a lot to prove. But I don't know. Like people keep saying Vrabel. I don't think Vrabel comes here. If I'm Vrabel, why would I come here? Because the city is named Chicago and it's a great city. I can visit. I mean, as opposed to Cleveland, when people don't go there to vacation, people come to Chicago to vacation, but they don't necessarily want to stay and live here in the cold. There are other options out there. The Giants are going to be an option.
I actually think they have a better job than us.
No, it's not.
They potentially, perceptively, maybe. Especially if they clean.
I think they are.
Dude, if they clean house, it's freaking. If we can say Chicago, they can say freaking New York.
Yep.
And they've been to Super Bowls and have won Super Bowls.
Sorry. That's not a better job.
I think it is.
Why isn't it?
Because everything aligns together.
Look at that defense. Everything will align together. Just what B is saying. They're going to get rid of everybody. Together. You got Malik Neighbors. You have some offensive linemen who've had some injury issues a little bit, but you've got a little bit of talent on the offensive line. Your defense is really young, athletic, and can get after it. And you're in New York. And you're with an organization that has proven that it will do things and spend money to get players. And they've won Super Bowls more recently, the last 25 years than the Bears have. Or you can come to Chicago where it's major dysfunction and they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
And they've developed quarterbacks. I've seen and they get a chance to draft a quarterback. Like you said, all the lines up.
As I said, all the lines. Like you as the coach gets to dictate the quarterback you get.
Who did the Giants develop?
Eli Manning?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 2 Super Bowls. And you beat the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots. Dude, I mean, fuck. He may not be in the Hall of Fame.
He's not.
Yes, but he's in the Hall of very, very good with exceptional wins in the Super Bowls against the Patriots. It wasn't like they just beat some poo-butt team. They beat the undefeated Patriots,
bro. A helmet catch.
Hey, it took him getting off that sack to throw the helmet catch.
And a great defense.
Hey.
They beat him twice.
Got to the party.
He got to the party and beat him twice.
You got to get to the party.
They developed Phil Simms.
Had a last dance.
That was 40 years ago.
And who the hell we developed in 100 years, my friend?
We haven't developed anybody. I'll give you that.
Okay. I mean, hell, Kerry Collins came in and took him to a Super Bowl, okay? Yeah, seriously.
The Giants will be
That's not a better
be a better job.
currently right now. It's not
It's not a
a
worse.
better
It's
job
not. But it's not a worse
What?
job.
But why? But
Yes.
why isn't it? Why isn't it?
because we have the generational quarterback.
But they can draft who
Jeez,
they might think is the generational
They can
quarterback.
draft their own generational quarterback, which means just someone
the
in the top five.
generational quarterback.
They
That's
could
what it's all
draft.
about.
Cam
Hey,
Ward.
Bill, we can use this. Bill Belichick supposedly was very interested in the Bears job.
I hear he
I,
was
I,
interested in a lot of jobs. I hear he was interested in the Jets. No, I'm for real. I heard he was interested
yeah.
in the Jets. Like
I'm
so.
just saying. He just
Okay.
knew that he took the. Well, let's get into that. Bill Belichick is the officially the head coach at North Carolina. Um, you got to think that he saw the writing on the wall that no NFL team is going to hire him, and so that's why he said, "I'm going to go take this UNC job." Right?
Yes. Yes. I agree. It's too difficult to hire a guy like Bill Belichick because his age is one thing. You're gonna have to give him what he wants because his resume, his pedigree, it demands that. It screams out loud. If you don't, you're the idiot, not him. So why didn't you just say? Look, if I'm a GM, I don't want that headache. If I'm an owner, I don't want that headache. Thank you. No. Get,
No matter what type of success he's had recently, he has created Super Bowl winning rosters. Yes, he's had Tom Brady, but if I'm Ryan Poles, who can't create shit, now I got this guy here.
my job's off the line. I'm
My
bringing in my
job is
replacement.
irrelevant. Right?
Yeah.
My job is irrelevant.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's not a bad job.
What's not a
I
bad
mean,
job?
The Bears job.
Yes, it is. It shouldn't be,
to the
but
surface
it
it isn't.
is.
To the surface it isn't,
It is.
but history tells us it is.
What are you keeping polls? And if you're not keeping polls, which I can get and I can get behind, who are you bringing in to replace him? And who are you using to help you find his replacement? And then you need to get that in place before you get your head coach. Otherwise, you're doing everything in a.
Kevin Warren is known in football circles.
What is Kevin? Hey, look, man. What has Kevin Warren done since he's been here?
In Chicago,
What has he done since he's been affiliated with the Chicago Bear organization?
he fired
Other
he fired Eberflus. That's
Stevie
all he's
Wonder
had.
got fired too.
That's all he's had time to do.
Because the media told him to.
All he had time to do. He's been there for a year and a half, almost 2 years now.
Right.
We,
He
we did,
came in. Wait, he was hired after they hired the GM and the head coach.
I'm well aware of that. I'm
So what was he
asking
supposed to
what.
do? He was supposed to fire them right away? No.
That's not what I'm
So
not
what else? So
saying
what
it.
else is he supposed to do?
I didn't say he had to fire anybody. As I just asked the question, what
So
the hell has he
what
done the
else?
last year and a half?
Shit,
What else is he supposed to
they
do?
got rid of the quarterback right away.
He didn't fight for
No,
Justin. Sound like he was okay with Justin.
Got rid of the quarterback right away.
that wasn't right away. It was another year after that.
I mean, so what? So he's been there long enough to know the coach wasn't shit.
It was just a year, dude. All I know that he's done is we'd have gone from the Arlington Heights deal to no deal.
So you telling me? So you saying?
No, the Arlington they got the tax situation figured out in Arlington Heights.
Is there a date on when this
Man, there's so much stuff.
supposed
He said
Wonderland?
he said you have to give him the time. He said he wanted to break ground in 2025.
Okay,
They
same
saying
question.
they saying
Same
Michael
question.
Reese, the Michael Reese, there.
We'll see. I'm just saying you have to put a we'll see on it.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Same question. You the one started off your sentence is with, Kevin Warren's gonna, and I'm like, what has he done before the I'm a gonna?
No, all I said no. I didn't say that. I said that he has contacts in football, so he's been in that realm.
Meaning what?
He was a player agent. right?
To what effect is that going to help the Bears?
I'm saying that he could probably get out and hire a general manager, a decent general manager.
Okay.
He didn't want to hire Harbaugh. So to me, anyone that's gonna allow their personal feelings to get in the way of good business, I don't know how.
Oh my
Know.
God. I hate to believe it. It's the McCaskies. It's the McCaskies. It's got to be the McCaskies. It's just their penchant for people that seem like nice people and not really the people who need to be the ones making decisions seems to be the thing that's the underlying problem here. Because they have a whole bunch of nice people in the organization. Paul seems like a nice dude.
I'll say Warren don't seem like a nice dude.
Yeah, but you bring okay.
He's got business acumen.
He's got that business acumen and pedigree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they have a lot of everyone on paper looks nice. But when they got to make decisions, it blows up.
Until somebody
paper tigers.
Until somebody make the unpopular decision that works for the organization, I can care less about any of them.
Who's gonna do that?
I'm just saying.
We have to see. You got to let it play out.
As you say, he fired Eberflus, but that was the popular decision.
That wasn't hard to do.
That wasn't hard to do.
Because
he waited till Eberflus basically told them to fucking fire him.
Yes. they should have fired him 2 weeks before he ended up getting fired. So yes, you're right.
Probably should have been an off season before, but all right.
Yeah, and then during the season, but they waited till he said, "Okay, I'll just go keep giving me chance after chance." Okay, I'm gonna just force y'all hand.
All I'm saying is this is gonna be the first time he's gonna have. He's clearly, based off of how the press conference went, he's in charge. He's the one that's gonna be the top guy in this hiring cycle. So let's let him do his job.
Just like B said earlier, there's a lot of talkers. I hear a lot of talking. And I don't see anything being done in real time. Meanwhile, I see other organizations make real time decisions and move on. This is the first time in 100 whatever years that we've actually fired a coach during the season. That's ridiculous. And we've seen bad coaches here that could have been gone a lot sooner.
Well, the first 60 years was Hallis. Take those away. He wasn't going to fire himself.
I'm not even talking about those. I never saw him coach. I'm talking about in my lifetime. I've seen some bad coaching.
Let's move on. College football playoff is coming this week, starting Friday the 21st, or the 20th, excuse me. We've got Indiana, Notre Dame on Friday. And then Saturday, SMU, Penn State, Clemson, Texas, and in the nightcap, your Tennessee Vols going to Ohio State. I'm surprised you're not already in Columbus, man, with your Tennessee flag flying.
I'm like, kind of Columbus. I'm Ohio centric. Okay. I'm slowly. It's Tuesday, I'm moving it slowly. I'll have Tennessee gear on come Saturday.
So I think the Indiana Notre Dame game is going to be a really good game.
Why?
Because Indiana can score points. And Notre Dame's got a really good defense. Indiana can score points though. So I think it's going to be a shootout.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
At Notre Dame Stadium.
It's going to be overmatched.
No.
I don't think so. I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah.
I think Indiana has the "you don't respect us" chip on their shoulder and F around and find out type of mentality. And I think losing to Ohio State in that kind of environment help them a little bit in terms of, oh, this is what it's like when the level of play is elevated and the environment has escalated things as well. They won't have that to acclimate to as much. I think they'll be ready for it because as much as Notre Dame is Notre Dame, and that atmosphere will be electric, it's not as big as Ohio State in terms of the stadium I'm talking about. So yeah, I think
Yeah, and they,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys. Well, this year they went to Ohio State this year.
Mhm.
They played at the Big House. Notre Dame Stadium is not going to
Intimidate.
overwhelm them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game Friday night. Um, Penn State SMU.
Scream blowout to me, especially
Yeah,
if
that's gonna be
Allard gets
all.
healthy.
Yeah, that's gonna be all Penn State. Did you see Penn State's backup quarterback
Yeah, he went a portal and he's
entered the
gone.
portal? Yeah, that's wild, man.
It's crazy because he actually plays. He's gotten some decent tick this year, and that could be substantial if Allard doesn't, if he's not as healthy as he could be, or as this playoff if their playoff season continues, just like Georgia has to deal with the loss of Beck. Any potential injury to Allard could really put Penn State behind the eight ball. But if they had that quarterback there, you feel a lot better because he's played some significant moments this year.
I just feel like if you're playing for a chance at a national championship,
Just stick it out.
yeah.
Or make some kind of, because there's somebody else who's in the portal, another quarterback in one of these playoffs, but he's staying with the team. I don't know if it's with Clemson or SMU or one of those other schools, but he's staying with the team throughout the playoffs. And I don't know why you couldn't make a some kind of deal or scenario where that's the case. That would seem to be
That's what I
not
was
difficult.
wondering if they did it because my my little guy that went to Kenwood, Kavion Thunderbird, he's in the portal from Arizona State.
Okay.
Mm,
After them winning the Big 12 and then the playoff, he's in the portal. So I don't know if he's still with the team or not now that,
right.
but he was with them for the championship game and then entered the portal the next day.
Mm.
So here's a
I don't,
question: Does he get a ring still?
yeah.
Guess that's on. Well, that depends on the coaching staff and the presidents and the AD.
Typically they do. Typically they still give you.
In the land of NIL, that typical
Might
stuff go out the door now.
That's
right.
what I'm
That's what I
saying.
say.
Yeah,
Might
yeah.
be a new day now.
Interesting. Yeah, I heard James Franklin. He talked about it at his press conference, and he backed the kid up, basically saying, "Hey,
Sure.
which is probably the right thing to do, right? When you
Yeah.
when you have to go into the border yourself
Right.
to get some guys. But he said it's a bad situation because you have to declare this so early. But I don't know if as a player you don't really have a chance because you have to be in school
Well,
for the next semester, right?
I forget the portal stays open a significant time. It's not like it won't be open. I think I don't know if it's carried throughout the whole part, and then there's like a secondary portal I think too that happens. So
Well, you gotta. Well, I think it opens up, and once it closes, it opens up again after spring.
right. So some of these guys they want the money. And I guess you can get it before it's gone, kind of deal. So whether you're in a portal now and I can get what I can get, and I have a better chance to be where I want to go, as opposed to having to settling for taking Washington State, quarterback because that guy I forgot to pronounce his name begins with an M. It says Mateen or Mateer or something like that. Anyway, he's one of the more highly sought after quarterbacks in the portal. And so maybe you don't want to be you declare so you don't have to go to a school where somebody else already left and you got to kind of take their second sloppy second, so to speak.
Uh, Clemson, Texas. I see Texas is gonna run away with this game,
I think
in
so
my
too.
opinion. Um, and then Tennessee, Ohio State. That's the game of the week. The 8-9 game, sort of like the
Tournament.
8-9 in the yeah. in college
Basketball.
basketball tournament where you get some really, really good matchups there. That's gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be a tough game. I think Ohio State edges Tennessee on that
I don't disagree with you.
in that game.
It's tough to go to. Tennessee has to hope that Ohio State's still a head case. If Tennessee, and I was speaking with someone earlier, they felt that if Tennessee got out ahead with significantly, like a couple of scores, by Ohio State playing at home, the fan base can actually work against Ohio State because they'll be so disgusted with them that it could further cause some kind of mental dismay for the Ohio State players and coaching staff, and Tennessee can leverage that to a win. But I don't think that's. I think that's kind of wishing.
That's it. Ryan Day is playing for his job or is coaching for his job.
And y'all thought I was crazy when I said that a few weeks back.
Yeah, that man.
It's insane. 85% plus winning percentage, and you on the hot seat because you can't beat
I
Michigan.
didn't say he was crazy. I said he should be.
College is different, man.
Oh my God.
Because I think that was you saying if he wins the national title,
I don't know.
he should be good. I'm like, man,
that might be the only thing that does save you.
Wait, if they
the
win
only
if
thing
they
to
win a
save
national
him.
championship,
I said that's the only thing that could save him.
even if they get if they get to the semifinal, he should be all right.
Now if they lose to Oregon again.
It's not like it's a 7-game series.
Now we
It's one game.
We got a Michigan and Oregon problem. Look, that's what they gonna be thinking.
Yeah, he can't win the big one.
Hard on him, man. Hard on him. Hey, Travis Hunter won the Heisman. Was that the right move?
I'm not pissed, but I thought the running back from Boise State, I would have given it to him. If I had a vote, I would have voted for him.
I think both was deserving. So I'm not mad at I'm not mad that Travis got it. I wouldn't have been mad if John T got it.
Yeah.
I think it could have went either way. Traditionally, to me, it was more of John T's award on a traditional sense.
Travis is doing something that we haven't seen since the 50s.
That's why I say on a traditional.
Since Gordy Lockbum from Holy Cross.
But yeah, what Travis did, and it's interesting that them. I guess they Big 12 now, but like they were Pac-12. It's like Pac-12 guys get the Heisman and don't make the damn playoff is beyond me. But
well, it's not necessarily a team.
It's not a team. Yeah, it's not a team award.
I get it, but when you and I'm not.
You picking on Caleb? Yes, you are. You picking on Caleb? You little side kidney punch. Pull up the punches, Tyson. Little jackrabbit kidney punches you give him.
I'm just saying, it's kind of like, like
Jaden Daniels didn't make the playoffs either.
Listen, I'll be first to say Jaden Daniels surprises me in the NFL. I'll admit that. Just like the rest of them is. Hell, even Caleb surprising me because hell, I thought he was gonna be better than what the hell he is.
Bo Nix is gonna be a rookie of the year.
That's
I think Jaden took it back.
No, Bo, they did. They put a stomping on the Colts.
Man, so because the Colts is retarded. Let me not say that.
Wow. A lot of your friends wear pointy hats. A lot of your friends wear pointy hats and put holes in their bed sheets at night. Those some of your best buddies.
Man, you had Jonathan Taylor drop the ball before the end zone. Then you had the reverse pass that was really ruled it was a pick six, but it was ruled a scoop and score because it was a lateral. Man,
it sound like cult problems.
Man, hey, worked in my favor, but it didn't work in my favor. I lost one leg of a parlay that would have won me $28K.
Wow, 28.
And I
Was that the
typically
was
don't.
wait. Was that the only one you lost
As far as
in the parlay?
on that
Yeah,
parlay,
yeah.
I didn't lose the Colts game. I thought I was going to lose that game because Denver was losing at first. I picked them to cover, but they end up running away with it. I lost the Steelers game, had them plus 5.5,
Uh,
and it was 13. It was 13-20, and Najee Harris fumbles the ball as they're driving to score.
You said,
I,
take
I
that,
have
Brandon.
I have no doubt if he, and mind you, because I don't even bet on like the actual teams no more. I just do props.
yeah.
Right.
And Najee is a banned guy. I will never, and this is before this, I will never bet on him as a prop. Now I will never bet on the Steelers because he's on the Steelers.
Wow.
Ever. Like he not only do you smoke me on props, you smoke me in the actual game. I picked the team to just simply cover. Like, yeah,
Man.
so but yeah, I bet it was every single game on the NFL slate. Won every game but that
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
I gotta think about that.
one. Won every game but that one.
Hey, last thing before we go to picks, Michael Vick reporting that he is going to take the head coaching job at Norfolk State.
So
Not good for my alma mater,
but
the
wait,
Hampton
question.
Pirates.
It was going around about some Sacramento State stuff.
Yeah, I guess he was talking to Sacramento State and Norfolk State, and
Okay.
he's going to take the Norfolk State job.
Well, he's from Virginia, so it kind of makes
Yeah,
sense.
he's
Right, because the
from
first one I saw was Norfolk, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then Adam
yeah.
Schefter posted the Sacramento. I'm like, damn, that's on the whole other side of the world. Like,
Here's the deal.
Norfolk,
I think Norfolk State works. He's from there. He's a legend there. He's going to be able to get some really good talent out of Peninsula District where he played. He's from Newport News. It's a lot of football talent in Newport News, Hampton, Chesapeake, Norfolk, Virginia Beach. A lot of talent in that area, and just because of his name, he's going to be able to get a lot of those guys. Um, Sucks for my Hampton Pirates, man, because that's him coming into that
don't,
recruiting landscape, man. I'm a little worried about
don't,
that,
don't,
man.
don't, don't, don't sell your team short just yet.
Little worried
Still
about
got to
that.
get to improve it.
A little
You
worried.
still got to get to improve it first.
Here's the deal. Um, we don't know if he can. I don't know if he's ever, coached on this level.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't
No.
mean much because Deion Sanders has been successful. Eddie George has been successful at Tennessee State. He's been at Tennessee State for I think 4 years now. They won the Ohio Valley Conference this year, lost in the first round of the playoffs. My question is, Mike Vick, he was a guy that, most of his
Like to
career,
fight
and
dogs.
he's
You like to fight dogs.
so I didn't even get into that yet, man. I didn't get into that. He was a guy that admittedly was not, the
Studious.
studious
Yes.
quarterback. He wasn't the one that was always in the film room, and he was able to count on his athleticism, him just being physically gifted, more gifted than everyone, and he was able to get by that way. How is he going to be able to tell players now to don't be me? I don't know. That's gonna be an
He'll
interesting
be able to.
situation there. I think
He'll
he's
be
got the
able to.
cachet that they're gonna listen to him,
Yeah.
no doubt
Yeah,
about
of
it.
course.
He'll be
Um,
able to.
but that's another the whole dogfighting situation.
That's
You
definitely
know
going to be
PR wise, is that gonna be an issue?
No,
it's
he
not going to be
no,
an
no.
issue, but it's going to be a tactic for opponents.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
think if you had a PWI, maybe, but he's at Virginia, so he's at home,
it's going to
so to
be a
speak.
tactic for
I,
opponents.
I, dude, I think
And you're gonna
culturally
play some
speaking,
PWIs because you gotta have the
Yeah, you
money
have to,
game.
because here's the well, you got to have money games, and you only have they're in the MEAC. I think it's only six football playing teams in the MEAC right now, so
So
they
I'm
got
not
to schedule
saying
some
it's
other
an issue.
games.
I'm just saying it's going to be a tactic used. They're going to speak. It's going to be signs. It's going to be chants. It's going to be stuff directed right at him. Comes with the territory.
yeah, yeah. I think he can use that to leverage that to be a rallying cry. I question more so kind of like where Ez was going. Like, you mentioned Eddie George and the success he's had, and perceptively, what Eddie George is, he's always in my mind's eye been a person who's been very disciplined. With his, he's one of the first few people I remember, an athlete who he had his own chef because he needed to have a certain amount of, you know, energy, but less to carb, whatever it was, to have the physique and to keep cut and to be able to sustain during the NFL season because all the hits. Because he was a big back who played physical. But he always seemed to have that air of discipline where Mike Vick seemed to be more, like you said, more carefree, more, I guess, a bit unrefined in some of the nuances of being an NFL player, being an NFL quarterback. So that being said, Mike Vick, the second time around with the Eagles, was more astute. Mentioned how much Andy Reid and that coaching staff helped him reorient himself in terms of being a better quarterback and understanding aspects of the game. So maybe this more mature, you know, Michael Vick with I don't know, whatever his vision is, he sold Norfolk State on it. Or do you believe they just took him because he's Mike Vick?
Nah, he had to sell them.
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah. So we'll see.
They have a proud football tradition over there at Norfolk. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna definitely be interesting. Uh, but let's see.
I
Yeah,
hope he doesn't
we
need the
went
money.
we went to Norfolk this year. They got to come to Hampton this year in
Hmm.
2025 for the Battle of the Bay. So mark your calendars for that whenever that happens. Probably usually a mid September game for the Battle of the Bay. So can't wait.
Road trip.
Possibly possibly. Hey, let's go to picks. Um, last week we all went 2-1.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Um, Glenn, you are 16-16-1. So you're at
What?
500 now. Uh, Smoke, you and I are tied 21-13-2. Um,
That was
so
Sean.
Glenn, you have the honor.
All right.
What you
Well,
got?
I am going to take the Steelers. Just seem to have the Ravens number.
This week 16.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Steelers +6 on the road against the Ravens. I'm not saying the Steelers are going to win, but they seem to really give the Ravens problems. I'm all over. Actually, I don't know. The Lions are so beat up. I don't know if I can take them. They're playing the hapless Bears. Uh, uh, I'm going to take, you know, the Vikings have everything right in front of them, but they always seem to kind of struggle when they go to Seattle. I'm going to take Seattle's desperation, the need to have to get this win, and being a home dog. I'm going to take the Seahawks +3 against the Vikings. And then for
Even
college,
when Geno Smith is out, right?
oh, is he out?
I think
So
so.
I wanted +3. Never you mind. Thank you.
Mm.
Apologies on that one. Well, then, if that's the case, let me. Hmm. The Bills are on a roll. I'm gonna take the Bills -14. Well, that's a big number, but they're playing at a different level right now. I just don't. The Patriots they look like a team that's in transition. So that's a big number, but hey,
Wait. Hold on. They said he got good news on his knee today, and he may suit up for the game Sunday against Minnesota.
No, that sounds like you knew I screwed up and you said something too soon, and now you want me to go back
No.
to my.
I'm just
I'm
giving
joking.
the news.
I'm joking. I feel better about the Bills, even at
right.
minus 14. So I'm gonna take the Bills, and then I'm going to take Penn State minus 8.5. Yeah, I think they can win by 10 or more against SMU. I don't think them boys understand what cold is from Texas. They get up there in the Pennsylvania mountains.
They got to go to Happy Valley.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like in the 20s, I think, or 30, something like that. It's supposed to be like a 60
night
degree
game.
difference.
Oh, baby, that's a difference. Ooh.
So yeah.
So I'm going to lead off with that Penn State. Thank you, Glenn, for that knowledge. I appreciate that. I am going to take I'm gonna take the G-Men plus the 8.5.
Who's their quarterback
against
again?
Atlanta. It doesn't matter.
I really don't know who it is. But you're taking Minnesota? I mean, you're taking the Giants?
Giants over the Falcons, yeah.
Wow. No love for Kirk Cousins. I'm just going to throw 2 words.
He benched.
I didn't say the Giants. I didn't say the Giants are going to win.
They're starting Penix.
Wow.
They benched Kirk.
Isn't Kirk $100 million man?
120.
Wow.
They started Penix.
If he's 100 million, that means he's got to get back 20.
Wow. And let's go. I don't like the rest of these games.
Going to college.
Yeah, I don't like these at all. I'm gonna take the Eagles. Take the Eagles. -3 against the Commanders.
So
Smoke, who you got?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay -4 at Dallas. I'm also going to take the Jets +3 versus the Rams. And I'm also taking the Giants +8.5.
Who the Giants playing again?
Atlanta.
Go Falcons.
All right.
Michael
Thank
Penix
you, guys.
Start.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Easy Smoke and the GM Podcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcast at Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can also catch us at HP53 Productions. There you'll find a link to our podcast and the Super Duper podcast hosted by Rob Griggs. You can also catch us at our YouTube page, HP. Just search HP53 Productions on YouTube. Yo, Glenn.
Yep.
Please take us out.
Hey, it's like we always say here at Easy Smoking the Gym podcast. We ain't saying we're right. We just don't think we're wrong.
Go